Case of Likkutei Torah Bamidbar is a biaur, an explanation on the Tichli, which we had yesterday, and on Daf Ches, and begins with talking about the difference between courtyard and house as a spiritual metaphor. And there's outer courtyard, inner courtyard, and house, representing progressively deeper and inner levels of godliness, and they're explained differently, either different worlds or different spheres or different parts of davening, with the theme becoming more and more just one with Hashem. And that is the first ois. Then in the second ois, he goes into letters as a parable, because with letters often we focus on the external. With words, we hear the external, but we don't hear what's going on deeper. Like we know that the words is only a small part of communication, but there's a lot between the lines. And this is especially so with speech, but even with words in our minds, words of thought, they still cover over parts of what's going on inside and in our subconscious. And then there's the words which give over the full depth and full picture. So that also corresponds to these more external levels versus going inside the house. And also with the davening or learning. So if we just do the bare minimum, we understand the words of davening even, but we're not really connecting to it and bonding to it. So then that's the external, that's the courtyard. Whereas only when we bond to it, we become one with it, whether in davening or in learning Torah. So then it's really absorbed. And then we're not just betrothed, but we're actually married, which is a more internal connection. Then in Gimel, he explains that the pasuk says, "Ve'irastich li," you'll be betrothed to me. Whenever it says "li," to me, when Hashem says to me, it means permanent, and it means it's beyond limits and beyond change. And therefore, in terms of spheres and Kabbalah, representing a level of godliness beyond his beyond the chain of worlds and beyond the regular spheres. Every mitzvah we do, we say we thank Hashem who has sanctified us through his mitzvahs, or Kiddushan also means to betroth us through the mitzvahs. But that's the basic level where it's still possible to have change and differences. Whereas the high level we ask in Shemini Esrei, on special days, please sanctify us, or please betroth us with your mitzvahs. This is the high level of mitzvahs, where which is connecting to Hashem beyond change and beyond limits. Now, with different types of love of Hashem, there's Ava Rabba and Avas Olam. So Avas Olam on one hand can be defined as a basic love of Hashem, that we get excited about Hashem from worlds, from nature, and from seeing how other creations, including animals and planets and even angels, how they respond to Hashem. So that excites us. Whereas Ava Rabba is this deeper and more passionate love. But then we say, no, but there's Avas Olam, which is beyond Ava Rabba. Avas Olam, an eternal love. And that is the love of Hashem beyond limits, like li, permanence. And when Mashiach comes, so then we connect to Eden, Chachma, which is also connected to li, beyond limits, because Chachma receives from the subconscious, from Ein Sof. And that's what we want with our mitzvahs and our Torah. It shouldn't be just limited to our capacity, but it should link in and connect with the Torah mitzvahs as they are for Hashem, eternal. And we should be fully betrothed to Hashem in a permanent way, and even more, actually nisuin, actually fully married.